Whew, I'm fat and out of shape. I'm winded, and I've walked like 40 yards. Just a little bit further. Can I pull up just a little bit further? You Charger fans deserve a manual out there. It just comes back to innovate, Dodge. What am I going to talk about? I don't remember. Oh yeah. What's going on, guys? It's Austin with Gone in 60. Welcome back to the channel today. Today we're going to be talking about Mopar, baby. Check out the shirt. Got it at my local AutoZone. Also have a link in the description below on Amazon. I think I found one that's really close to this, but I'm actually kind of digging it. Let me know what you guys think. Anyways, today I'm going to be talking about Mopar, and I want to share some things that I really don't like about the Mopar brand. And with that, let's jump right into it. All right, so I'm just going to share some things that I really don't like about the Mopar brand. You know, I think they're small in comparison to the things that I love about the Mopar brand, which is far outweighs the things that I don't like. But these are actually things I'm kind of passionate about, that I've thought a lot about, you know, as I've looked at some of the other competitors out there. But when it comes to Mopar, the first thing that I want to talk about that I don't like is the weight. And I don't know why Dodge chose to do this, but they are the fattest cars in their category. And by fat, I mean weight, and by weight, I mean it slows them down. So, you know, Mopars, you know, as you look at the Challengers, the Chargers, they weigh 4,200 pounds, some of them a little north of that. Whereas you look at like the Camaros, the Mustangs, they're 35, 36, 37. Quite a bit different, and they're putting out about some of the same horsepower numbers as the Dodge does. And so for me with Dodge, I'm okay that they weigh a little bit more. I know they're trying to be a muscle car, but when you look at the Challenger from like the 70s, they weighed like 3,900 pounds. So I really don't know why they had to just make these cars so much heavier than everything else out there. In the early 2000s, when they kind of came out with the refresh, I don't know why along the way they just didn't decide, hey, let's cut some weight on these things. Let's make them a little bit more nimble, a little bit more light. So the first thing I really don't like is the weight of these. And kind of jumping into the next point, it's the size of them. These cars, it's kind of like driving a shoebox down the road with the Challenger. It really is. Now, they're a muscle car. They're not a sports car, and we have to clear that up really quick, that they're just a different size. You know, they're not as nimble as some of the other cars, and they're not a sports car. They are a big, wide, comfortable, throw you back in your seat type of muscle car, and there's so many things to love about that. But the size of them, you know, they're a little bit wider, they're a little bit longer, they're about a foot longer than the Mustangs, they're about 6 inches wider. Than the Mustangs as well, and they're just bigger. You know, when you park them, the front end of these cars are so long, I'm always worried that I'm just going to hit the front kind of lip on the curb, which always gives me like nightmares and fears, and I'm always like, ooh, can I pull up just a little bit further? Can I pull up just a little bit further? And one day we're gonna find how far is too far enough. But just, I wish they would just change them up a little bit. The Challengers, really, what have they changed to the body since they've rolled them out again? And I know they're trying to stay true to what the Challenger used to be, but under that same logic, then why is the Charger so different? Now I know why the Charger's different, and that's because it didn't make sense for Dodge to have two-door muscle cars. They did a 4-door. And so for me, I just wish Dodge would have made these cars lighter along the way, and they would have just changed up the size just a little bit, just to make them a little bit more competitive with the other brands out there. Had to throw on my jacket. A little chilly out here in Utah still. So the next thing that I want to talk about, it kind of goes along the same theme as the first couple points I made, and that actually has to do with their chassis. They've stayed on the same chassis for forever, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I get that. Honestly, like, you're seeing a repeated pattern here. Dodge has just kind of stuck to what they've always stuck to, and I think that's fine. And I think, why change something that is working and selling and doing really well? However, as an enthusiast, I sometimes just wish they'd make the cars a little bit faster, a little bit more competitive with the Mustang and the Camaro, and that's just my opinion. Whew, I'm fat and out of shape. I'm winded, and I've walked like 40 yards. I just wish they would change their chassis. You know, when I look at Dodge is honestly starting to remind me a little bit of Nissan. And I know that's a far stretch, but if you look at like the Nissan 370Z and a lot of the Nissan platforms, Nissan does not change anything in their cars. Like, you can go in a 2005, you know, Nissan 350, 370Z, all the way up to now, and the interior is just, it's going to show. It looks very much the same. They use a lot of the same parts, and I get that it keeps costs down, but I just don't really see Dodge as an innovator out there in technology and some of the things that they're doing. That's my opinion, and I just wish they'd change up the chassis. The next thing that I want to talk about is the tire size. So, you know, take into account that I have a 2019 Dodge Challenger. It is not the wide body, so it has smaller tires on it. But Dodge should have never, ever released these cars with 245 tires in the back. Spinning your tires is a lot of fun, gets a lot of attention, really cool, but it has nothing to do with performance, because if you cannot put the power down, it doesn't matter what horsepower or torque numbers that you make. You just spin the tires and you look really cool, and then you have to go buy another set of tires. So I think Dodge has corrected that with the wide bodies, but to put 245s on the back of those with the RSAs, those things, man, they do not hook and go. So that's just one thing I think they should have done different. The next thing, the Charger, I know they did it different, but you Charger fans deserve a manual out there. I am out to save the manuals, and I love manuals. As you guys follow my channel, I'm kind of manual ride or die. And I think the Chargers, like, Dodge is so nostalgic in creating the Challenger so much like it was, and I get the reason to move to a four-door sedan. I totally get it from a marketing and from a sales perspective, but give the people what they want. Put a 6-speed in there. Maybe people might like that. Because let's be honest, the 8-speed in there, it doesn't keep up with the Camaros and Mustangs with the 10-speed. It just doesn't. Those cars shift so violently fast, and the 8-speed is fine. It's a great transmission, but just change up your transmissions a little bit. Maybe put the 6-speed into the Charger, maybe roll out a 10-speed. It just comes back to innovate, Dodge. I get it. It's not broke, don't fix it. But give us something else to kind of be excited about. Kind of change it up a little bit. And kind of for my last point, but it's the Dodge dealerships. I do not want to take my car ever into a Dodge dealership to have them service it, to take care of it, because frankly, I don't think they give a crap about my car. Like when I bought my Scat Pack, man, and I rolled in there and I had a battery issue, I thought they would roll out the red carpet and, hey, we're gonna fix this, like, we're so sorry, we'll give you a loaner car. I couldn't even get a dang loaner car. I couldn't even get like a Uber or a Lyft from them. Like, they didn't care. They treated me like I had a Dodge Caravan versus a Scat Pack. Like, I just was expecting more, and that's coming from European, German car brands, and so they're just not at the same level, and that's probably the same for a lot of the major manufacturers. But come on, Mopar people, you've marketed well to us. We're bought in. Treat us with respect. Come on, treat us with service, treat us with kindness. And that's just something, of my opinion, that I haven't liked with the Dodge dealerships. But guys, these are my opinions. These are things that I don't like about the Mopar brand. Obviously, I love Mopar. I think they do an awesome job. There are so many pros that outweigh the cons, but those are things that I'm passionate about that I just wish Dodge would change. All right, guys, so that's what I have for you. Please like this video. Please comment. Please share with me your thoughts, things you agree with, things you disagree with. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video.